Okej. Lecimy sobie dalej. Dzień dobry. Sobota. Można grać. Można grać. Można grać i gdzie myśmy to skończyli? Tego Drum Breakera. Gdzieś tu, a gdzie musimy iść? Prawdopodobnie gdzieś na dół? Bo ja nie wiem. Czy tu, czy na dół, czy do góry? Ja tu, bo tu jest jakaś fajna skrzynka. O, ludzie, czekajcie, patrzcie. Tada! Możesz. O. Jakąś fajną skrzynkę dostaliśmy. Dobra. Nie wiem, czy my jedziemy w dobrym kierunku, ale chyba raczej wątpię. Chyba musimy iść w dół, wiecie. Chyba musimy iść w tą stronę. Oho. No teraz do końca nawet nie wiem, gdzie mamy iść. Ej, czy my kurwa w ogóle dobrze idziemy? Co? Bo tu jest most? No myśmy chyba zrobili dwie bitwy, z tego co pamiętam. Fabularne. Aha, tu jest jakaś szybka podróż. No nie wiem. Czy my idziemy dobrze? Nie, no bo my stąd żeśmy przyszli i szliśmy tu. Tam otworzyliśmy skrzynkę. Tylko że musimy iść tam. Tu, bo tu jakieś tereny są nieotwarte. Tu musimy iść. O Boże, ludzie, czekajcie. To zupełnie w złą stronę, czekajcie. No jeszcze coś zostało. Musimy iść tu. Tu. No. Będziemy most. Tak, i teraz idziemy w tamtą stronę, aż tu do góry się dostaniemy. Do kolejnej bitwy fabularnej, aczkolwiek ja nie wiem, czy my... Czekajcie, bo ja sobie zobaczę. Nie to, nie to. To. Ajajajaj, trochę mi swędzi głowa. W sztabie, co my tu możemy zrobić? Bo my w sztabie mamy karty. Ej. W jednym z tych nowych kart jest na przykład to od Aha. Zabierz dwie jednostki, zamienia siłę na jeden. Aha. To by było dobre. To w zamian za co? Znaczy na razie nie będziemy tego zmieniać. Na razie nic tu nie będziemy zmieniać, ale jakby coś to takie karty, dobra. I teraz tak. Jak tu wieje.
Gazing towards the horizon, Neve noticed a dark shape outlined against the mantle. Ah, Marco!
I too have lost.
Dobra, spróbujemy. To jest chyba na zasadzie bitwy skróconej, ale możemy. Spróbować. No na pewno nie chcemy aż tak dużo. O, to się nam przyda. To się nam może przydać, to nie, to nie. Ale czy to się nam przyda? Dobre pytanie. Ostatnia zmiana. Nie wiem.
The ruins. From there they come. Drive them back.
O. Dobra. Co on nam tu rzuca? Ten ma... Każdym razem, gdy zostaje zagrana jednostka... Aha, cokolwiek to znaczy. Tak, gdzie jest tu już narzędzie ogień? Tu jest karta rozmieszczenia, to już narzędzie.
I smell a leak.
O ty!
Awardane na dziewi.
bigger they are, easier they are to target.
Dobra.
The chase is on!
Nie mogę.
This eyes with reaping black-clad hens.
Czwórki, siódemka.
Company! Forward march! Let's get a move on before any others show up.
A patrz, udało się.
As soon as the fight was done, Mirko Vidmar ran towards a crate that stood on a pedestal, slipping on the now bloody floor. When the dwarf lifted the lid, precious stones spilled out.
Your heirloom? This?
Asked the Queen, rather puzzled.
I thought a pipe that belonged to your grandfather more likely.
Złote brane dostałem. Ja muszę przydać.
Seems to me brother Mirko wasn't wholly candid with us. This here's no heirloom, no family souvenir. It's the treasure trove of
I can't stand.
I understand the lad, no two ways about.
I sympathize,
Nie będziemy tacy chamscy. Nie będziemy sobie przywłaszczać.
The Lyrians rode a narrow, winding path along the rocky ridge. To one side were ice-covered boulders, to the other, a chasm hundreds of feet deep.
They could have at least erected some barriers,
Complained Gascon, knocking snow from his cap.
Got plans for that.
Gabor said.
Just need to decide how high to make them.
What?
Think. Should they be the height of your average dwarf or a human? The debate's gone on for 20 years. On the one hand, you've got...
Gabor did not finish his discussion. He was interrupted by the Baba Ghazi that jumped down from the rocks.
Archers! Shoot! Aim for underbelly!
Neve's soldiers made quick work of the lone monster. But the sound of battle spooked the horses harnessed to one of her wagons.
Whoa there! Whoa, damn it!
O
The
cholera.
driver tried to rein in the animals, but could not. They dragged him into the chasm along with his cart and the soldiers riding it. They landed a few dozen feet below on a rocky outcropping. A moment later, Baba Ghazis swarmed everywhere.
Did you see how they fared? Anyone left alive?
Asked Neve, leaning over the cliff edge.
Worry more about their cargo.
Gascon replied.
They were also carrying chests of gold.
Blast. We can't get down there. Too steep and the snow keeps falling.
We can lower ourselves down a line. But without armor, shields, or heavy weapons, otherwise it will snap.
And the Baba Ghazis?
The Queen said, brow raised.
We shan't kill them with daggers. They're too thick of armor.
We'll have to try. Or continue on our way.
You only live once.
Neve sighed.
Gascon, round up some volunteers.
Sprawdzimy. Tu zależy ile on tam ma. A. Czy to się przyda? Nie wiem. Na pewno o tak, to się nam przyda. To się przyda. Należy.
Careful! No one try to be a hero!
Co? Ta jednostka, jeśli tak nie jest.
Enough!
At your side, Your Majesty!
O, siema. Siema, witam. I też pozdrawiam. Też oczywiście.
Getting to work.
Tak. A teraz bijemy może w połóż narzędzie ogień.
I smell a leak.
O, cześć. Cześć. O, nie wiem, czy to po przeniesieniu im coś da. Ale możemy zrobić to.
Have her done in a jiffy.
To chyba nie mam, a ja mam. Grubo. To całkiem ładnie poszło. Nie wiem, co ta jednostka niby robi. A! Świetne. Ten Barbegazji to raczej jest... Co ja mam z nim zrobić? A, to jest żarcie, dobra. O Boże! Okej. To jeszcze jedną, co by trzeba było wyrzucić.
Slippery up here, and it's a bloody long way down.
Jak mi przykro. Ej, ale czemu?
The chase is on!
No w sumie było nawet proste. Barbegazji zostało zniszczone. I wtedy już nie było o czym, w sumie poszło też w taki sposób to zrobić.
Bereft of sword and shield, Meve could not withstand a single blow.
Poczekajcie panie. Czy ja mam coś sprawdzić, czy raczej... Aha. Okej. A tak? Sprawdzimy, aha. No dobra, rozumiem. Okej. No właśnie chodzi o to, że napisy są, a ja właśnie nie mam polskiego dubbingu, nie wiem czemu. A już ten Maciek już ostatnio
When the last
pytał.
monster fell lifeless to the ground, Meve walked
Ja
up
cię
to the
mogę
shattered
pokazać,
weapon.
ja nie mogę
The
ustawić, nie
soldiers
wiem,
it had carried were
nie umiem
bruised,
znaleźć
frostbitten,
paczki
but
z
alive.
tego na spolszczenie tego.
We
Ja
were
nie
sure
wiem, czy
you'd
mu się
leave
go nie
us.
zainstalowało, ale dobra.
No,
Ważne, że napisy są.
Gascon interjected, while securing a rope to a chest.
Jeśli chodzi o to, że tak...
Soon enough, all were safely back on the path. The admiration Meve saw in her soldiers' eyes was in itself sufficient reward for her difficult battle.
Jak macie paczkę ten na spolszczenie, to chętnie wziął, ale to nie. Wiesz co, no, tego nie ma nigdzie indziej jak na Gogu, bo to jest ekskluzywna Goga, tego nigdzie indziej nie znajdziesz i tak. Że tego nigdzie indziej nie znajdziesz też. Bo to jest ekskluzywna Goga. To jest chyba jedyny ekskluzywny tytuł, który jest na Gogu. Tu sam jest. Aha, a po prostu taki tam. A nieważne już i tak. I tak gram na pałę, bo chcę też to przejść, a potem zobaczymy. Spoko. To se odpalaj. Ja chyba jestem jedyną osobą, która nie ma Polski. Ważne, że napisy są, no co ja. Chyba reklamacje do redów złożę. A. Serio? Zobaczymy. Aha. O Jezu, serio. Patrz, no nie dostanę tego, czego bym chciał. Ale trudno. Chyba będzie trzeba to ugrać w ten sposób. To na początek robimy tak.
I smell a leak.
Jestem podobnie. O, to też tam dostaniecie teraz. Kurde, bo to coś są te potwory takie, które... Jezu, jak ja tego nie lubię. To im też zrobię. Niech się palą, kurde. Jak nie zrobię, to trudno. O Jezu, znowu debil przyszedł. Przenieść karty 3. To w sumie nawet można. Raz, 2, 3. 2, 2, 2. O, jak to było. Ja wiem, że to teraz wszystkie się będą. Ja teraz... Pamiętaj. No... ja ci pokażę. Ja ci mogę pokazać zaraz. Oznacz jednostkę, ale ja chcę... O Jezus. Ile to jest czwórek? Ale to jest, no ja to w stanie zrobić.
Ever have a stone knock out one of your teeth?
Cork it.
Wkurza mnie tym. Sfer. I bardzo dobrze. Aha! To jest na... O Boże! Ej, to jest na... Przecież to jest, co miała być siła skrócona. Nie jest. Ej, to nie jest siła skrócona bitwa, serio. No dobra. Aha, na tego nie możemy. Ja myślałem, że to jest... Ej, to nie jest skrócona bitwa. Pa. Dobrze wiedzieć. Dobrze wiedzieć. Próbujemy gościa i tak pocisnąć. Dobra, ja to teraz i tak muszę zrobić. Gdzie ta karta jest? A nie mam jej. A to dobra. Bum!
Fear not, we shall achieve our goal.
Tak. I teraz się coś przeniesie. Ta ma wytrzymałość, ale to...
Wait, you're serious?
Nie, zobaczymy co teraz zrobi. Nie wiem, w co on zamierza strzelać. A, tamtego zerze. No dobra. Zerze. Ja w niego muszę strzelić.
For you, pal! Anything!
Czyli... Dobra. Nie mogę użyć. Dobra. O Boże. Zobaczymy i... Czy on... No, może to nadrobi. Chociaż... Pewnie nadrobi. Jezu. Trochę musi pocisnąć. Już nadrobił. Dobrze. Ale ja mam kurde. Panie. Zresztą on też ma niezłe punkty. Niezłe punkty też robię.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow.
Co tam się dzieje znowu? No, znowu, coś pisze do mnie. To trudno. Dobra, to tam kij w oko. Nie wiem czy tak teraz robię tak, czy ono oberwie. Tak, jasne, że oberwie. Ups,
The chase is on!
Oj. Możemy nie dać sobie rady teraz z tym, ale trudno. Ała! Kurde, co tam szaleje. To u nas. Czekajcie. Dobra, lata mi to. Tutaj.
Fresh no today. Got a blow before too long.
Dziwne. Dobra, latam to. Koniec chyba na same to do pozbierania. A ten grubo walczy w sumie. Dałoby się to zrobić, ale trzeba by było pokombinować z tym.
The Lyrians ascended the highest section of the Mahakam range. Snow crunched under their boots, cold air stung their lungs, and the winds snapped at their cloaks. Meve wiped sweat from her brow and turned to Reynard.
There, by the rocks. We shall...
The rest of her words were drowned out by a powerful blast. The entire mountain rumbled with a low, vibrating roar. The sound grew louder, echoing off the rocks, splitting their ears. The Lyrians looked around, disoriented. Few heard Gabor's warning.
Dinna just stand there! Get behind the rock! Quick! Hurry!
Niamh followed the dwarf's gaze and cried out in terror. The snow stuck to the mountainside had started to slide down the slope, sending up mists of icy dust. Before she could react, the white torrent knocked her to her knees. Niamh survived. The dwarves who ran to the Lyrian's rescue dug her out of the snow in time. Some of her soldiers were not so lucky. The queen looked at their bodies, blue, frozen. Next to them lay dead horses, demolished wagons. The losses were enormous. Niamh wiped her cheek. Her tears burned her frozen skin.
Dobra. Papa.
Gabor spoke a while with the leader of the Mahakam guard patrol that had come to their rescue. His face was dour.
What? What have you learned?
I tell you all in good time. First, you need a warm drink, good victuals.
No, Gabor. I need to find out what in blazes happened here.
Well, it was an avalanche.
Of course it was an avalanche. I'm no fool. But what caused it? What was that noise?
Signal horns. Ours.
So you brought this snow down on us. Dwarves!
Well, aye, but, unawares.
I'm extremely curious how one sounds a horn without being aware of it. That must be quite a sight.
Niamh, let me explain.
I will. And the explanation better not sound like a clumsy excuse.
See, we clean our mount regularly. The way menfolk shovel snow off their roofs. Otherwise, the whole shebang would come tumbling down on our heads. When snow's gathered deep enough, we blast our horns to cause a controlled avalanche. Then we need to but sweep up a wee bit and the road's safe.
All well and good, but why did you decide to clean up right as I was passing through?
Wondering that myself. Schedule says next cleaning should have been a week from now. But someone asked the route to be cleared early.
Oh.
Niamh, I'll tell you. But first, promise you'll...
Who?
Whoa.
Hey. Ovain ep Clenvog, the Nilfgaardian emissary.
Ooh.
Must have found out you'd be going through.
The bastard. Reynard! Reynard!
Wait! Wait! I understand you're a wee bit upset, you've every right. But you'll never prove Ovain meant you harm. The sly weasel will make sure he didn't dirty his own paw.
I've no such scruples. I'll find him and kill him.
And then?
Ooh.
How'd you tell that tale to Bruva? Niamh, you're justly taught, but for the love, just this once, let it go. Or you'll leave Mahakam with nae a scrap to show for it.
Moments later, scouts reported Ovain was camped to the north of the accident site. Niamh had to decide how much she was willing to risk to get her revenge on the Imperial emissary.
Ooh.
By the elder sideburns, I'd no notion anyone was in the Vale.
Grubo.
first fight, you'd best avail yourself of some onions.
Oj, grubo.
Even better if you had a wee nip of vodka.
Ja sam muszę tylko zobaczyć, czy on... A. Spokojnie. A fajnie, że tutaj. Czemu ja tu nie widzę tych świetnie? Tak, tu jestem. Ale czemu mnie nie widać na... What? Czekajcie, ej, czemu mnie nie widać jak... Tu siedzę, a tu mnie nie widać. O! A, no to mnie tu nie widać jako że na telefonie, dobra, ale tak powinno być widać na innego DS-a, to chyba nie widać, dobra. Jak ktoś ma, dobra, rozumiem. Dobra. Okay.
As Meve neared Langbridge, she ordered her bugler to announce her arrival, then retired to her tent to freshen up. Gascon was already inside, awaiting her.
I do not seem to recall summoning you.
Ooh.
In that case, I must tell you to fret not. Nothing wrong with your memory. I've come with no agenda. Spontaneously, call it, to chat.
Then I propose you leave. Just as spontaneously, call it. I must don fresh clothes. I'm to see the elder soon, and I'd prefer to not smell of horse sweat.
Doubt it'd make much difference to him. And be assured, I know what I speak of. When last we met, I found myself standing downwind of him. A pungent experience.
Well, Hugh was saved the experience of his breath. So pungent I thought I might faint.
Well, to revive you, pinch you awake, I'm sure would be quite a pleasure.
Gascon, I beg your pardon. Ugh, I shall have nightmare.
Not tonight. For I fear you might not sleep at all. You see, there's something you ought to know. And decidedly before you meet with Bruver. The sites we cleared of beasts, I ferreted a bit. Noted something peculiar. Any notion what it was?
None. The monumental dwarven architecture, perhaps?
Bones, my dear Meve. Dwarven bones. Now, guess what I found?
Wait, don't dare give me any hints. Bite marks.
Of course. After all, they'd been gnawed clean of all flesh by monsters, incidentally making it quite easy to spot other markings. Ones made by axes and swords. To be certain, I showed the bones to our medics.
Meaning what? That the entire clan, the Fuchses...
did not perish due to an invasion of beasts from the depths. The monsters merely ate the bodies and occupied empty homes. I shared my discovery with Gabor, and guess what he did? He panicked. He started to squirm, babble nonsense. I wager my right arm, he's hiding.
Blast. Overly eager to aid us from the start he was. I might have sensed something. I shall have him summoned at once. And I thank you, Gascon. I won't forget this.
Ooh.
Minutes later, Gabor stood before the Queen. At first, he tried to mislead her with evasive answers, but as her pointed questions demolished one clumsy excuse after another, he had to give in.
Czyli to jest tu. Ten moment.
Oi. As King Desmond said after a hefty squirt in his hose, we can't sweep this under the rug.
If you think I welcome jests in this moment, you err. My fingers itch to summon the hangman.
Whoa, grubo.
Right. So... 'Tis true. I misled you. Supposed to make sure you destroyed Burr's Rump and Davor's Abyss thoroughly enough to leave nae a trace.
What? Why? What did they wish to hide?
They was home to the Fuchses, our mortal enemies. They'd been a-boiling our heinies for ages, thumbing their noses, taking what they want, when they want. And the Elder-in-Chief didn't gie a ploughing whit. So to stop them, our clan, we did the unpardonable. The Ziggurin elders saw their chance and they...
Gods. So you were responsible for the deaths of all those dwarves?
Me? I didn't raise a finger. Tried to stop them, in fact.
No witnesses survived, meaning you must have murdered the entire clan. How?
Queen, you sure you...
I am. And you should be sure to answer in full, omitting no detail.
A few years back, we got pummeled by a horrendous winter. Stone-breaking frosts, whiteout storms, avalanches. A travelling a painful form of suicide. Hunger drove beasts out of their dens. Pass was covered in the filth. Got to where they paced right outside the walls. Fuchses fought a hard, bloody fight to keep the critters out of Davor's Abyss. Lost near every axe-wielding dwarf they had. Only survivors had to winter at Burr's Rump. Our elders felt such an opportunity wouldn't knock again. After killing the town's meagre guard, they set fire to it and barricaded the gates. They didn't stand a chance.
Bastards. How in the world did the truth go undiscovered?
Once it were over, our dwarves opened the gates. Before they'd lit their pipes, starving beasts came crawling out of the pass. The stank of dead flesh was strong. Zigrins who came back from that never were the same. If you'd only gandered their gaze when they had us all take a vow of silence. And then...
You invented that blarney about primeval monstrosities the Fuchses had awoken by mining too deep. A riveting tale, and one with a moral to boot.
Aye. But the elders worried Bruver would suspect something all the same. That's why they wanted you to destroy all the evidence.
Repugnant. You claim not to have taken part, but neither did you do anything to stop the massacre.
What was I to do exactly? The elders had decided. No dwarf would listen to me.
You might have informed the Elder-in-Chief. The guilty would have been punished.
The guilty? You didn't ken Bruva. He'd punish the whole clan. Women, children. Maeve, Queen. I'm begging you. He cannot ever learn of this. Aye, I want a hack flame too when I think what the Elder's done. But t'other way it'd bring but...
You've got a lot of nerve, making requests after lying to me.
Trying to ensure you ken the stakes. But... you'll do as you see fit. Like always.
I need to consider what's right. Meanwhile, Gascon, make sure Gabor remains our guest.
Of course. I'll let you know if he so much as rolls his eyes towards an escape route.
Ooh. Ta-da! Punkt.
Bruva stood by the bridge like a statue, arms crossed, eyes squinting. Maeve sighed inside. She stood little chance of having a pleasant chat.
Elder-in-Chief, sir.
No sharing and gracing here, lass. Plowing humans. Always out to fix things, always end up cocking them up. You think you're due glory, do you? Monster slayer Maeve? Patroness of dwarves? Blast it. What do you think? Why didn't I exterminate those beasts myself, eh?
For you.
For I didn't want to. For something didn't fit, damn it. So I resolved to not destroy their nests and evidence till I learned the truth of whodunit.
Postponed it all those years expressly, though your subjects were dying.
I dinna need no lectures from the likes of you. Justice must be served. That's worth any price. And I was close. Had leads. And now, it's all gone to hell! You flooded Devor's abyss, you brought Boros rump down on itself, and I'll never ken who killed the Fuchses! Understand? Never!
I would not be so sure.
Sure a bloody what?
That you shall never learn the truth. For I learnt it just moments ago. 'Twas the Zigrins who killed the Fuchses.
The Sigrins? But... hold. Aye, would explain a lot, that. Ah, the snakes! Worms! Alright. Got to admit you've more in that pretty head of yours than I expected, but dinna you start thinking we'll be toasting a new friendship. You want our aid? You'll have to answer our questions. My questions. Lots of them. And they're all hard, so dinna you go smiling at me yet.
Why, I wouldn't dare.
Better not. Right.
Bruva set off at a brisk pace, paying Maeve nor anyone else heed. The Elder's bodyguards rushed after him, then came the Lyrian force, and at its end trudged Gabor Zigrin, hands and feet in shackles.
Whoa! Spoko.
Wanted to hunt monsters, eh?
Poczekajcie chwilę. Poczekajcie chwilę. Co on? Co? Cześć Maciej. Ja coś muszę załatwić. Okej. O, siema. Co ty tu, jak?
Dwarves demonstrate innovative thinking in many domains. Metallurgy, engineering, architecture. Yet there is one in which they could not be bothered. Naming. For this reason, the bridge that linked the Mahakam Pass with Mount Carbon was simply named Langbridge. Neve learned it was a thoroughly fitting name. Having stopped for a breath halfway across the road suspended over a deep chasm, the Queen could see neither end of the bridge. both concealed by thick clouds.
Amazing.
Whispered the Queen.
I feel as though we traversed the very sky.
Poczekajcie, 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 bo teraz... Okej, spoko.
The Queen and her retinue were nearing Mount Carbon when Meve heard a cry.
So,
It was Xavier.
Hold! Hold!
Meve drew in her reins abruptly. Her mare neighed and reared, lifting the Queen above her formation of men. From that height, she saw the last pier of the bridge crumbling. The dwarves at the head of the procession were unable to stop in time and plummeted, screaming into the abyss.
What's the meaning of this, God damn it?
Bruver roared.
Fetch the engineers! Now!
Co ty tam piszesz? Dobra.
The Queen was striving to calm her spooked mount when she sensed something swish past her
Czekaj.
ear.
Ja
Out
to
of
muszę
nowhere,
załatwić.
a Scoia'tael band had appeared at the rear of the column. Before anyone could react, elven archers had felled the rear guard. The soldiers lay on the bridge's stone surface with arrows in their backs. Meve was trapped. In one direction lay the chasm, in the other, a fierce foe. She had no choice but to stand and fight.
Okej, dobra. Okej. Ja muszę... Czekaj. Czytać. Czekaj. Okej. No to... Teraz bitwa fabularna, okej. A u mnie spoko. Chociaż... Już nie jest tak kolorowo jak było, wiesz? Ja szukam... czy to chcę, to nie wiem, ale to bym chciał. Dupa.
We trapped your grace, but we can try and fight our way through.
Nay, dwan fe cemest.
Aha. Spoko.
Got business for me?
O kurde, grubo.
They belong to Eldane.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
Dobrze.
Special price, just for you, love.
Niespodzianka, mówisz?
I smell a leak.
No.
Bloody neck ends. Similian Vat.
Grubo.
Water is a poison.
Your tricks will not save you, dwarf.
Think you ballbags can do whatever the devils you please? This is Mahakam!
Ostro. Pyk.
Aye.
Now we will see who is weak.
My pain serves a purpose.
Swords I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn.
Ta-da!
No! Bledderina! She must die!
Their strength combined, the Lyrians and dwarves managed to defeat the Scoia'tael. The guerrillas had weakened the last span of the bridge, turning the crossing into a deadly trap. Had Xavier, who noticed the weakened structure at the last instant, not called out, all would have fallen into the chasm. The Lyrians managed to capture the unit commander. She stood, her head raised high, and when Meve glared at her, she did not avert her eyes.
What is your name, elf?
Abayeth me a parstwan.
She said,
Thank you, Reynard. I know well what she said. Kiss my arse. Is that truly the best you can muster?
I'd rather show you exactly what I can muster. Tell them to unbind me.
You got your opportunity. On the battlefield. Will you not tell me what they call you? Fine. It's all the same to me. I'm more interested to know how you came to be here.
No one. It was my decision to kill you, and thus avenge Eldain. Do you remember him? The elf whom you denied a burial? Whom you left in an open field to rot? You've elven blood on your hands. The blood of the elves of the Moulderwood.
Eldain was a criminal. He got what he deserved.
You call him a criminal? What do you call humans who murder our kind in pogroms? Who massacre us? Do not dare compare us. Do not dare!
Enough. I've heard all I wish to hear.
But I haven't. Did you fall on your heed, elf, eh? If you want to fight humans, go on and do it. You cannot talk sense to idiots and nae here, damn it. Mahakam is, and...
You cannot be neutral. To Dwan, you are either their foe or their dog. Mahakam has stood aside sleeping long enough. That is why we struck it in its very heart. As a call to battle. A call to brethren whom you, Elder, have kept from the world too long.
I have kept him away. I've been bloody right to do so. You want to play at war, you numpties? You want to force the Pontar to flow upstream? Gang right ahead. Good riddance. Yeah, I should kill you. With my own hands. I should cut your throat, put you out of your misery. That's what you want, innit? To die? Well, I'll not grant you that. Nay, nay, I'll lock you in a tower. Sit there
Brutald gazed after the shackled elf as she was led away. Neve expected him to continue fuming, cursing her. But the dwarf stood silent. And his old eyes, half concealed by brows bushy as a forest floor, showed not anger, but the deepest sadness. Dwarven engineers made quick work of repairing the crumbled bridge span.
Okay. I co tam dalej? Mamy coś? Mamy, ale...
Look, Mount Carbon. Damn. And I thought Novigrad was big.
Okej.
So the elves are against us. Against our elder. Treacherous hounds. Wiesz co, Termio, ona raczej już nie jest, bo my już nie jesteśmy, że tak powiem, razem, więc ona robi co chce. Ja na nią... Ej, no ja ci tego... Ja tu nie mam nad tym kontroli, ja ci nie splanowałem. A ona cię nie lubi od tamtego czasu i teraz... Zresztą... To nie moja sprawa, bo ja już nie jestem z nią, więc... Niech ona robi co chce.
The Lyrians stepped inside Mount Carbon's bowels. Neve rode while looking upwards, admiring the intricately carved ceiling, gilded walls, monumental bas-reliefs carved from basalt. Yet this was no time to admire the sights. Ruverhoog had summoned her to speak.
I thank you for your invitation, Elder.
To nie jest mój Discord, tylko od niej. To nie ja tam... To nie jest mój Discord, nie żeby coś. Więc sorry, ja Discorda nie mam.
My invitation. Choice term, lass. You wangled
A ja nie
your
mam
way in
kontroli
here.
nad nim, bo
Long
nie
I've
jesteśmy,
lived,
że tak
but never
powiem,
have I seen a
o ten
wench
chodzi.
so stubborn.
Więc też to z nią gadam. Ło! Widzę, że wyście się serio pokłócili. O kurde, to aż tak ostro tam między wami. Ja pierdzielę. O kurde. O kurde, ostro. Ej, to ja nie wiedziałem, że między wami aż tak o kuźwa.
Do you not feel like a pot conversing with a kettle?
Nawet ja nie mam tak źle. Ach kurde.
True enough. Changes of mind didn't come easy to me, but they do come at times. Human wars concern me not at all. For so many they are, who could count them? A year goes by without one wanking king invading another's realm. A dog with scabies is less restless.
Kurde. Ja nie ogarniam, co się dzieje, ale dobra. Ja tam nie wiem. To nie wojna ze mną, bo ja już z nią, wiesz.
That's why this morning
Nie wiem, nie mieszam się w to i daj mi spokój.
clans were saying. Revere, Schmivere, who gives a sheep's fart? But that was this morn, before that daft wench and her pups attacked. Nilfgaard supports the Scoia'tael, it's common knowledge. Nilfgaard uses them. Well, I'm nae worse, and I choose
Ta wojna
to
nie jest
use
moją
Queen
wojną,
Mie.
jeśli to uważasz za wojnę. Nie będę się w to mieszał. O, nie ma opcji.
So what use would you make of me, if I might ask? You've a plan?
No kurczę. Co ja ci poradzę? No ja już na to nie mam też wpływu, bo mnie też olała. Może nie zupełnie, ale już nie gadam tak z nią często, wiesz. Już to nie jest już to samo, co było.
Like to give Nilfgaard a warning, you can. If you're going to rile my dwarves, throw them into the Scoia'tael ranks. You'll regret it, eh? But I'd like to issue the warning without declaring war. All clear to you so far? So, when you march out to Mahakam, you'll find a company of our foot dwarves waiting out with the gate. Officially, volunteers enlisting with you against my will. And you're to put them at the fore next time you face Nilfgaard. Want the Blackclads to break their teeth on our bucklers, get a taste of our axe blades. After that, dare say they'll think twice before they send more Scoia'tael into these hells.
I do not... Thank you, Elder. You restore my hope that I shall have my home back in the end.
Faith can move mountains, aye, but it can't do much about borders. I've watched you close, and must admit you're a plucky lass. That enough for Nilfgaard?
We will see. We shall know soon.
Kolejną kartę jeszcze dostałem.
I would like to march at once.
O cholera.
So by your leave.
Nay, not granted. At once? What's that mean? Our laws are clear. Guests are to be sent off with a thundering feast. Even the humans.
Bruver, as was Bruver's wont, insisted. So the Queen accepted the invitation, but as was her wont, all clans were to be represented at the feast, save one, of course, the Zigrins, for they had already learned their punishment. The entire clan was banished from Mahakam. An exception was made for one of their number, for Gap. When the sun had retired behind the peaks, the underground city came alive with the sound of bugles, bagpipes, and horns. The dwarves emerged out into the central square and danced exuberantly, sparks kicking up from their hobnail boots. The usually crabby Elder-in-Chief Hoog proved a cordial host that evening. Suddenly a messenger arrived. Bruver lifted his copper horn to his ear and listened with furrowed brow.
What's that? Speak up!
When she saw a sour grin on his face, Meve knew the tidings were not good. Yet she did not suspect they pertained to her directly.
Meve, you expecting anyone?
How's that?
Runner says a delegation's arrived at Carbon. Freyliria and Rivia. Got a Nilf.
How dare they? Traitors. Who leads it?
You'd best sit.
Who leads the delegation?
It's your son, Willem.
Willem?
Mahakam remains neutral as regards all your squabbles. I trust I needn't remind you. So I'll have no scrambling or shoving, and certainly no bloodshed. In fact, I'd prefer it if you...
I wish to speak to him.
I'd forbid you, but, as I said, never seen a more stubborn wench. Alrighty then, jabber away with him. Just remember, hand...
Neve spotted banners, a Lyrian eagle,
Boże,
one
jaki
surrounded
długi
by
ten
Nilfgaard's black rags. Her hands became fists, showing how helpless she felt. Then her son and rival, Willem, emerged from behind a row of Imperial footmen.
My. I should apologize. It seems I missed the coronation. Congratulations, my son. Who was it who placed the crown?
Count Caldwell.
Ah, yes. Our elder statesman. Why have you come here of all places? To acquire arms for Nilfgaard?
As my official mission, yes. Yet unofficially, I wish to speak with you. I trust you've had tidings from the field. Edirn turned to ash and dust. Vizimir murdered Redania in chaos. Foltest forced to strike a pact by his vassals betrayed, Henselt the same.
This limerick, will it come to a point?
Why, yes. To the same as this war. Mother, I beg you, you must see it. Nilfgaard's victory is inevitable. Surrender now, and I shall show you mercy. For later it'll be too late.
There will be no later. We shall repel them, drive them south at the points of our pikes.
This we, Mother? Who precisely do you mean? You stand alone.
I prefer to stand alone over standing with Nilfgaard, with the invader, as you do.
Mother, in declaring for the Empire, I saved the lives of thousands of our subjects.
And in so doing, our honor lost.
Folk who had their huts burned down care deeply about our honor. Is that truly your belief? When I was crowned, a fact you deride, though that makes it no less true, I swore the good of my subjects would guide me. And a war we are doomed to lose cannot in any way benefit them.
And slavery can. You know well the Blackclads put peasants in chains, like cattle.
Reprehensible, I agree, but...
And resettlement? Forced labor? Cruel laws that make death the punishment for the slightest offences? Are those benefits? Well, answer me!
I see I will not sway you, Mother. A shame, though I take comfort in the fact I tried. And now...
Oh no, I, not you, will decide when this conversation is over.
Oh, have we anything else to...
Are you perhaps aware that the Nilfgaardians tried to kill me?
What? No,
Which tumbled down through no small effort of an Imperial envoy.
Never would I have agreed to such a heinous act.
I believe you.
I'm heartened that, despite all
I believe you because I believe the Nilfgaardians wouldn't ever have asked your opinion. Think on it, son. Are you their ally or their tool?
I am the King of Lyria and Rivia. To serve my subjects' best interests, I am prepared to make even the most painful concessions. Might I leave now? Or is there more?
Naturally. How did you know?
I received Nilfgaardian reports to the effect that you've been seen in the past.
Jakbyś oglądał grę o tron. Ach.
Oh, roses are red and so are your cheeks, my son.
A na komentarze nie patrz, bo tam jeden to myślał, że ja jestem jeszcze...
Lyria is 2 weeks' travel hence. Had you received word only once I was here, we'd have been long gone from Mahakam by the time you assembled a force and completed the march. No. You were forewarned of our intended route. It means I've a traitor in my ranks. Another one. Get out of my sight, villain. And pray we only ever face one another on neutral ground.
Ostro.
Maeve struggled inside not to turn and gaze once more at her son. He'd changed since they'd last faced each other, grown manlier, and he wore the crown well. The Queen returned to the banquet hall. Her advisors shot her questioning glances, curious what she had discussed with but Maeve decided to keep the details to herself. One of them wore a Nilfgaardian lead around his neck. Until she knew who, she would have to remain vigilant.
Aha.
Feasting's done, Reynard. We must consider our next move.
I've thought on it, Your Grace. We've strength enough to hit the foe, but still not the numbers to face him in open battle.
So what do you propose?
This war we cannot win alone, nor even with the dwarves at our side. But if we secure a victory... Thus, I propose we attack behind the front lines, somewhere well clear of any major Imperial force.
Where would you suggest?
I'm considering Angren. To begin with, a thickly wooded marshy land, always helpful in clandestine operations. Secondly, the land's strategically important, as it's the chief source of building material for Nilfgaard's fleets.
All too little, I fear. Since we require a victory that would be symbolic, we must strike where it shall hurt, and Angren...
Just recently welcomed a new regent, in the person of Count Coldwell. My third argument.
To jest...
If Your Majesty wishes, I'm prepared to present alternatives
to jest ta z Gwinta. O, to jest ta gra... To jest gra... No... To jest ten tryb fabularny, co wprowadzili do tego Gwinta nowego, który wyszedł. Do tego Gwinta, wiesz, od tego projektu.
No need. We march at dawn.
Maeve had toiled, cajoled, persuaded.
Przygodowa gra karciana.
She left Mahakam strengthened markedly. Even so, the Queen was in a foul mood. For it was clear a traitor, a viper, nested among the Lyrians. Someone who had conveyed the Queen's plans to her foe. From this moment on, Maeve would need to weigh every word she uttered, even in the presence of her closest associates.
Your Grace, we must plot our course forward. Shall we take the western passage into Angren, or...
Not now.
When, then? Dawn approaches, yet we know nothing of where...
I will not repeat myself.
The Queen knew she would learn the traitor's identity in the end.
No, spoko.
If need be, she would tear the name from the throat of another turncoat, Count Caldwell. Meve drooled at the prospect of seeing Caldwell in chains, then passing him to the hangman.
Saddle the horses. I shall take the fore.
The time for diplomacy, for preparations and negotiations had gone. Meve was to attack her foe at last, and she could not wait to do so.
Okej. Jeszcze coś? Aha, chyba nowa kraina. Nowy teren, czyli chyba będziemy spadać z dzisiaj już. Jeśli chodzi o tą grę, o te opowieści.
At long last, Meve's force reached Angren's marshy woods. Ever been? No? Count yourselves lucky.
You certain we haven't lost our way?
Alas, here there is no way.
O, widzisz, jak fajnie. O, niech się też kiedyś pojawi. A, poczekaj.
Should you ever venture there,
zrobimy wieśka.
I offer you this advice.
Prędzej czy później.
Do your utmost to make no noise.
Oh.
So, his comrades cried out, reached out, but alas, amidst frothing waters they heard bones cracking, the moan of metal bent and crushed.
What the bloody hell, what was that?
Rather not know, personally.
Hold your positions! Arms at the ready!
It was a glusty war. One of many the Lyrians would encounter along their path. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. At last, Meve and her force stood upon the Yaruga's bank. To find and punish the traitor Caldwell, they would have to cross the river. Yet the sole bridge nearby was in Nilfgaard's hands.
Your Majesty, some new reports require your attention.
Może. A, czekajcie. Czy ja znam? Kurczę, ja tam nie... Stare jakimś tam znam, ale on raczej jest nie na... Ej, aha, już mogę sterować, dobra. Czyli co? Aha, tam musimy... Ja, dobra. Chyba nie znam. Dobra, kończę. Bo i tak jest ten nowy obszar już. Będziemy cisnąć go na następnym. Zaraz idę na obiad i w ogóle. Dobra, dzięki, fajnie było. No, trochę było smutku. Znaczy smutku, no. Afery, ale nic takiego poważnego się raczej nie stało, bo ja już na to nawet nie mam kontroli. Dobra, trzymajcie się i do usłyszenia. Pa!